What's going on, guys? Rob, Are You Down podcast here. Today we got a good one for you. Me, Mike, and Connor all in the pod together. We're talking regular season review this year. We've got the teams we love and hate the most, the players we love and hate the most, and then some of our personal awards. It was a lot of fun for all three of us to record together. It's been the first time in a while. I hope you guys enjoy it too.
We're going to talk about the NBA season. We're going to give some awards, but let's quickly update everybody on how we feel the Celtics are doing in the postseason. I'm loving it.
They're
love it.
Exceeding expectations. Come on. We all thought Giannis was going to go off, and not that he hasn't, but the Celtics team has stepped up. Next man up, man. I love it.
Rob, how do you feel about it?
2-0 against a team that I thought was good, and then I got to watch the Bucks play for a couple games, and they are freaking awful. It's the worst basketball I've seen in my life. They have so much talent.
I learned who Joe Prunty was yesterday.
Is that the white guy?
That's the coach.
That's their interim coach.
Dude, I'm in a class at 9 a.m. and the teacher right before me looks just like Joe Prunty.
It probably is Joe Prunty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Joe Prunty's a teacher at CSU.
That's why he's been bad, dude.
That's why he's such a bad coach.
He's like, oh, listen, I could have gone over X and O's, but I had to grade these papers the night before.
He literally looks at the lineup and he goes, Can you dunk? And they're like, yes. He's like, you're starting.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. Eric Bledsoe, John Henson, starting. Elite players.
But on this team,
stupid.
I like what I'm seeing from Al and the young guns, and I think that's really promising for us to have a chance to even do anything in the second round, even win a game. Now I feel more confident. I'm not saying we're any better in a situation where we're going to make it to the conference finals or anything like that, but I feel more confident that this team can at least put up a battle.
Oh, I think that with Marcus Smart, they can beat the Sixers in the second round.
Sweet.
They might be able to beat the Sixers, but it's all about the wing players to me. Tatum and Brown are the key because you need that wing, that athleticism and scoring on the wing.
If you just shut down Simmons, for the most part, it's going to be a wrap.
Jaylen Brown.
No one's been able to do that.
Jaylen Brown scored 30 yesterday, though, and Tatum didn't score much, but
he shot over 50%.
Yeah, but Tatum played defense really well. He had 3 or 4 steals. And I think that's key for these guys. If they're going to play together, we're going to depend on them. They have to do at least half the job well every game.
Yeah, if you can get 20 from one of them and 12 from the other, and they're both competing and locked in, then you're looking at a pretty good game.
The fact that we're putting that much dependence, though, on a first-year player and a second-year player,
it's 22, 21.
Still,
whatever.
dude, it shows how far these come, especially Jalen, dude. Last year,
he was dealing last night.
He played 33 minutes, he played something last night, and he played 29 minutes total in the first round last year for the Celtics.
Is this true? Are we going to fact check this?
I saw this on Twitter. You can fact check it if you want.
Well, it's Twitter, so it's true.
He shot 41% from 3, and he shot over 50% from the field in general. Not only did he score 30, he was ultra efficient.
It was pretty sick. Let's move on, though. This pod is about the regular season. I'm pumped. I love this regular season. I give it A-. What are your letter grades? Rob, what about you?
You started watching basketball this year, so
best year of my life.
You've ever seen,
this is the most exciting thing I've ever seen.
Best basketball season I've ever seen. I give this season a B+. I like that Golden State's not killing everybody, and I like that OKC's not killing everybody. I like that they suck, and I'm intrigued to see if Chris Paul can actually do something.
I'm going to follow up. Rob stole my grade. I also gave a B+, and I only did it because I don't think there was too many,
Because you're cheating on her, Rob?
No, it's because if I look at, he said the Warriors are bad, but I kind of liked it where Steph Curry would be on, a heat check every single night, When he was balling out. Harden was kind of like that. But there wasn't a lot of moments that really stood out for me this season. That's why I'm excited for the playoffs. There was a lot of blandness in spurts in the season this year. So, B+. But still, the NBA is one of the best products out there right now.
Yeah. I just loved...
My one...
You go, Rob.
Sorry, man. I was going to say, my one complaint is that there's no... other than Donovan Mitchell and Victor Oladipo, no one really new is kind of here this year. Does that make sense?
That's true.
It's not this isn't a season where 5 players came out of the draft and they were all really scintillating to watch. As good as Tatum and stuff were, it's 13 points a game. So it's not like he's taking the league by storm. My one drawback would be a little personality from a couple more young players.
And even Oladipo wasn't even like the Pacers were on one nationally televised game, and it was the game that Paul George came back to Indiana. So we haven't even seen Depot in a national televised game. You lose a guy like Boogie Cousins. That injury stunk. I kind of was sad when Jimmy Butler got hurt too, and even Kyrie going down. Like there was a couple alphas that went down. LeBron, it's always fun to watch the hecticness in Cleveland, but even they have been somewhat of a disappointment this year.
Cleveland sucks this year, dude. Are you kidding me?
I'm not. Disappointment.
I haven't enjoyed anything this year with Cleveland. It's all
about to go 1-1.
Bullshit.
If that's good, they're about to win 97-92.
They're gonna win.
22 seconds left.
LeBron's gonna average 45 points, and they're gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I love when the Cavaliers suck because that means LeBron's going for 50.
That's true. How many did he get? Because he had 20 in the first quarter.
I'll look it up. You guys talk.
I guarantee he's got 40 plus.
I think the West was really good. A lot of teams were really good, so there was a lot of competition. And then the East was really bad, so there was a lot of competition on who can be worse and still make the playoffs.
See, but I think the East was really underrated. I think that a lot of teams could match up well in the West with some of the Eastern teams. Like, look at the 76ers, dude. You're telling me they couldn't beat the Thunder in a series? They definitely could. I think the 76ers...
It depends on what Thunder team shows up. I mean...
Or what Phillies team. Is Embiid's face okay?
Yes.
Is Paul George... Is it playoff P?
Playoff P.
He's such a douche to call himself playoff P.
I love Paul George, though, dude.
Why?
Why? Because at least he tries hard. He's a good two-way player. He's not chasing rebounds and triple-doubles like Westbrook. And he's not washed.
Okay. LeBron scored 44, 12 boards, and he went 17 of 24 from the field.
His percentages are
like 66%. It's just like...
I can't do math, Rob. Please don't ask me to do math.
Give him the ball every friggin' time, dude.
Yeah. Okay,
disgusting.
Let's move on. Let's talk about some team awards. Rob, who do you think the winners were for this season?
I have one singular winner for the teams. It's got to be the Pacers in my mind. When that trade happened, when they sent Paul George away and got is it Sabonis?
They got Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis and Oladipo. It looked like they were getting a trash two guard that's kind of never going to develop in anything, and maybe a stretch power forward, and they ended up getting what looks like is going to be an all-star for the next 8 years in Victor Oladipo. He's been fantastic. And speaking of efficiency, the guy hits buckets from all over the floor. He's a tremendous spot-up shooter. And then Sabonis looks like a quality, potential starting quality power forward, stretches the floor well. He's a good athlete. They might have won that trade, which is weird to think of, but they probably won the trade. And from a Pacers perspective, to have Oladipo and Turner going forward, looks good.
I think the only reason they won the trade is because Paul George is probably not going to be on OKC next year. He'll probably be in LA.
Also true. They traded 1 season of Paul George for 5 seasons of Oladipo. Like, that's an awesome deal for them.
Yeah, I also put the Pacers since Connor doesn't want to talk about his team, so I'll talk about my team first.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, Connor. It goes Rob, Connor, Mike.
Y'all on a roll, man. I didn't. Who fuck it ordered? Just talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn. We know Connor's mindset of this podcast. I said the Pacers. I think the trade worked out perfectly. Oladipo's a stud in Indiana, and a big thing about him being a stud in Indiana is that he really likes being in Indiana. He's like meant for that place.
He went to he's not from there.
He went to school there. I don't know if he's from there.
Indiana, people that are go to school at IU, it's just it's a basketball state. It's the Hoosier state, man. Once you come back, they embrace you. And Oladipo, and it's not even just that. Oladipo transformed his body. If you look at his Instagram from the offseason, dude, he dropped so much weight and got stupid lean. His body, he transformed his body. He just got more athletic. He just became an all-around better player. You can say, was it getting out from underneath Westbrook's wing or what? But the dude got better. He got in better shape, and he's in a better basketball situation.
It's all good.
Okay. Connor, who's your team?
Oh, I mean, staying in the East, I'm going with the Raptors because the Raptors, and we'll see how they do in the postseason, but the Raptors got the 1 seed this year. They've been playing very well. The bench mob they got going on, that's fantastic stuff. Fred VanVleet was a dude out of Wichita State that it's like, who? Fred VanVleet, dude.
VanVleet?
With 2 V's. 2 V's in his name.
He was a baller.
what?
He was a
Van
baller. Which
Vliet.
ooh,
Oh, it's Vliet? I think you said Fleet.
maybe it's like double V is an F. You know, like a double L in
Like,
Spanish is a
it's
Y.
It's a Hispanic double
I haven't
V.
traveled enough to know the answer to that.
But anyway, they reinvented themselves too. They're shooting more threes. They're playing a more modern style of basketball, a la the Houston Rockets. But I've been impressed with them. I don't know what they're going to do in the postseason again because you still have LeBron looming. But I like what the Raptors did this year, and that's why I'm putting them as my winner for a team.
No, I think that's pretty good. They changed their identity, which is hard to do when you have the same exact guys and same exact coach. So that's a good pick. What about losers? Who are we talking about?
I had the Thunder here. Coming out of the offseason, they picked up, a top 5 small forward in the league in Paul George, and then a top 100 small forward in Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, the worst basketball player ever.
R.I.P. Melo.
In theory, they came into the season with a reigning triple-double, Paul George, and scoring off the bench. And they have been, they finished reasonably well in the standings. What are they, the 3 or 4 seed?
They're a 4 seed.
But does anyone really think that they're going anywhere? Is anyone looking at the team like, yeah, Paul George and Melo are going to take over in the 4? Like, no. We all know they're not going to win.
The dynamic
so
duo.
to spend all that money and to get rid of quality players for a loan on Paul George and then not get anywhere in the playoffs, I just think it's going to be a disappointing end for them.
Is anybody else over Russell Westbrook and his antics, dude?
I hate it.
It's too much, man. I never liked, when he got so upset when, KD left, I'm like, dude, Russell Westbrook's not fun to play with. I was actually listening to Bill Simmons' podcast, and he actually did a podcast with Chris Bosh a couple weeks back, and he was talking about
that was a great
Chris
one.
Bosh, the Heat in that Thunder series in 2013 focused on James Harden. They wanted to take away Harden, let KD and Russ do their own thing. And obviously we know KD did his thing last year against LeBron, but I think that's got to say something about Russell where they're not even focusing on him as a focal point. The dude just gets his own stats. That's all he cares about. And hey, man, he can go get his money. He can go chase the stats all he wants, but that's not going to help your team win. I feel so bad for Paul George. Melo was just a disappointment across the board. But
I wouldn't say I feel bad for Paul George.
I knew
He's going to get a super max contract. So
yeah,
it's
but
fine.
still, but Paul George
he
needs.
said, I don't want to play for Indiana anymore.
Paul George, my boy, dude. I ride with that guy. But
I hate the triple-double thing with Russell Westbrook. I'm just like, yeah, you have the ball in your hand 98% of the game. You should get a triple-double. What the hell else would you be doing?
it's stupid. But he's not efficient either. So it's like, oh, cool, you have a number. Like, can you go win some games or, be the MVP candidate that you can be? Because Russell could be so much better if he wasn't so focused on getting triple-doubles all the time.
Jumping over people's backs.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to change Russell Westbrook's identity. I also don't like the Thunder just because, I hate Melo. I've hated Melo for years. He's so stupid.
Dude, but Melo, the other thing, the biggest disappointment is just, the hype that we all put on Melo because we all assumed that Melo was
It
going
was
to,
not going to be a big three. You knew
but
that right
it was,
away.
But, it wasn't even, a big
He
three.
can do it.
It was not even, a big three. It was more can Melo take a lesser role and accept the fact that he's with better teammates and will do what he does in the Olympics, where he's going to sit in the corner and pop trees all day long and he's going to get rebounds and play the 4. He could have done that, but Melo's mindset he's not wired that way for whatever reason in the NBA. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that we put so much hype on Melo to change, and he just didn't change.
Connor, who's your loser team?
I'm gonna have I had a tie between the Bucks and the Nuggets personally because I think the Nuggets they could be a team that's a year away, but I think that they have a lot of talent, and if they snuck into the playoffs, they could have made some noise. And then the Bucks, because we all hyped up the Bucks to be a 4 seed, they ended up being a 7 seed in the East playoffs. But Jason Kidd gets fired, Jabari Parker comes back, doesn't really look like Jabari Parker, the kid that got hyped up as the number 2 pick. Giannis obviously was great early on, but he kind of teetered off and kind of lost that MVP steam. And the Bucks are a team that they need to figure it out because Giannis's free agency isn't looming, but it's around the bend. And that dude could bounce, and that franchise could lose.
Screwed if you
They'd
lose.
be so screwed. Who's going to Milwaukee? No
Yeah,
one.
it was really sad seeing what happened to Jabari Parker because I really liked what he was doing in college and the couple months when he was back after his first injury.
Jabari would be a perfect complement to Giannis, too, because Giannis, I mean, he's in that LeBron, Ben Simmons type mold where he's going to be attacking everywhere, getting to the paint, getting buckets. And Jabari is a good enough scorer where he can post up around and be a secondary creator off the ball. And with those knee injuries, it just saps your athleticism. And, I mean, he just kind of looks fat and sad.
I actually had a different losers team, too. I had Detroit. Poor fucking Detroit, man. They're stuck. They're stuck, and the biggest problem is that they have Blake's $1,000,000,000 contract.
No,
and
they did that to themselves, though. They did that to themselves.
They have Stan Van Gundy being bad at both of his jobs. So
that thing has got to go. I'm on that train where there's no more. You cannot in this league anymore. It's too complicated. It's too complex to have. You can't be coach GM. Like, get rid of that title. None of these guys should be in that position.
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
Too much.
Okay, let's move on to the year away. What team is a year away? I'm going to tell you right now, I copped out and I said the Celtics.
I also said the Celtics. Hey,
I have another team, though.
Lame.
I have another team. Rob, who'd you choose?
I chose the Bucks just because not only do I love Greek Freak, but I also think Chris Middleton is a lot better than everyone cares about. I said to you on an earlier podcast,
I think
it might have been the one that I deleted.
Yeah, we initially, so everybody knows, me and Rob initially did this podcast, and then he deleted it. So we're doing it again. We're freshening it up. We added Connor to add some fun to it.
Tighten up the hinges.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton is Bradley Beal, and no one believes me, but he is. I swear to God. So I think
is that a big
next
deal
year
though?
When they get a legitimate coach. I mean, John Wall and Bradley Beal were like the 3 seed last year. So if they have Greek Freak and Bradley Beal, then they'll be the 3 seed. I think next year with a legitimate coach that actually tries to make basketball decisions, they'll be at least a 4 seed.
They need to start Brogdon, dude. Eric Bledsoe.
I agree, dude.
Brogdon turns it over too much, dude.
Yeah, but you can work on that.
Yeah, but
he's 26. What's he gonna learn new things?
What? He's like 20.
He's 24.
24. Yeah.
What?
He was
24.
Rookie of the Year last year.
And he was 23 because he was a 4-year player at Virginia.
Right.
So he's 24. He's not 26, Rob. Come on.
I'm gonna say that he's.
Are you looking it up because you think
he's 25? So settle in the middle.
He just had his birthday.
It was yesterday. I was there.
No, he turned 24. He was 24 when he won Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Anyways, Connor, you chose the Celtics.
I chose. That's an easy one.
It's an easy one.
It's the one that stick out because when your 2 best players get injured in the course of the season. Well, I mean, even without that, I think we thought they were a year away. We had 2 players total coming back from the team last year, and so you had to think that there was going to be some transition, and they won 16 in a row because they had an easier first half of their schedule. They were riding high, and then injuries pile up. Daniel Tice going down was a sneaky bad injury. Marcus Smart as well, and obviously Kyrie. So I think next year they come out guns blazing.
I have a 3 years away. I'm going to say it right now. I think the Suns are going to be good in 3 years.
Dude, you love the Suns.
I don't love the Suns. I love, what's his name?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, dude. He's amazing. And he's on a terrible team.
Yeah, he's so good. He led his team to 21 wins this year.
Thank you.
I'm really not a fan of Devin Booker.
I hate Devin Booker.
Well, I hate both
Rob,
you guys.
Do you see him as he's definitely a third option, right, on a team? Like a third or
Devin Booker
2?
Is a Harlem Globetrotter.
Is he Monte Ellis? He's definitely Monte Ellis, dude.
He's very similar.
When was
to
the last time you went to the Harlem Globetrotters?
Literally never.
It's an amazing experience. I've never been.
I always know who's going to win.
That's some fake basketball right there.
Are there 2 teams?
Monte Ellis is a good point.
Who do they play?
They play the Washington Generals.
Every time. They always win.
Do they really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do
It's a show, Mike. You don't get it.
It's
It's fake. It's all scripted.
Wait, what?
I think Monte Ellis is a good point, Connor, actually, because a guy that you're looking at that can light the stat sheet up, but somehow never manages to win the game. Booker just doesn't win. That team sucks.
Booker will be included
3
in
years.
every 2K trade, and he'll be scoring off your bench, and you're like, "Oh, dude, this is such a good play," but
if you put the brow on Phoenix, they're 500. So Devin Booker's 100,000 miles behind him.
You're telling me the Pelicans are that much better than the Suns?
Oh yeah.
No.
I would take Drew Holiday.
I'm telling you
Booker.
that single-handedly the brow would make the Suns 500.
Yeah.
The Pelicans suck. I'm saying they're the same team. The Pelicans suck and the Suns suck, except one of them has a legitimate all-star, and one of them has Devin Booker, who's just shoots through. He's bad Klay Thompson.
And one of them has Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
And Rondo's elite in the playoffs, but
when he wants to be. Who's your dead man walking? Well, actually, dead team walking in this case.
Dead men walking?
Dead men walking. Yeah, a whole collective unit of men. That would work.
You know what's funny? I have Toronto here.
Why?
Huh.
I think
you don't say.
I think they are locked in to be losers in the Eastern Conference Finals for like the next 4 years. Because they don't have that transcendent talent, you know? Lowry's good, DeRozan's good. They got a bunch of depth with their big men. But no one's carrying that team. No one's going to score 3 straight buckets in the final 2 minutes to win it.
You don't think DeRozan could be that guy?
I certainly do not. I think DeRozan's very good, but I think when you look at the matchups in the East, he's going to be matched up against LeBron and Greek Freak later in the game. And I know that Greek Freak isn't going to draw the direct assignment of DeRozan, but most people switch onto power forwards and have an advantage, but DeRozan's not going to beat. I think the stars outweigh him in the East.
I can't argue with that. I said Sacramento just because, like,
they suck.
Do they exist? Like, is that a real franchise, or is that just like a joke?
Who goes to those games? Who pays money to go to that?
Yo, if I lived in Sacramento, I'd totally go to the Kings games because those tickets would be mad cheap, and that's a young, fun team.
Does De'Aaron Fox go to the games?
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox.
I bet Derrick Rose would.
That was a joke, Connor. You were supposed to laugh at my jokes.
Frank Mason, dude.
Frank Mason.
Justin Jackson's on that squad.
Just naming role players. Yeah.
Labassiere.
Sacramento You forgot to talk about Vince Carter, the best player. He dunked for the first time in a while. People are like, "Oh, he can still jump." It's amazing.
My dead man walking.
Oh, we're talking about him later.
Is Detroit because they made a move that was splashy and
no, they're the losers. They're not.
They're still the.
And it was useless.
Yeah, but they're dead man walking though. They're still losers.
You're right.
They lost, but they made a move that didn't work out. They basically, Drummond is a great player, but he's wasting away on that team. And Blake Griffin is. I'm going to revisit Blake Griffin in a different award, but that dude's not the same anymore. And he needs to be like a 5. He's a 5 in this modern NBA.
Which is awkward because he's on the team with Drummond.
Connor, exactly. did you just give us a teaser for a future award?
Yeah, nice teaser trailer.
And after this, Connor will tell you what the award is. Okay.
Coming up. Let's hit a commercial break right now.
Ready? And
see you in 5 minutes.
Okay. What is the commercial break going to be for?
I don't know. We'll table it.
The player awards.
We'll get back to it.
Okay. And we're back. Let's go back and let's go to the player awards now. Who are the winners?
So my first winner, I have 2. I picked Anthony Davis as my winner. You thought the Pelicans were going to die without Boogie. Even with the Twin Tower lineup, you had questions about it. It was working, but we didn't know if it was sustainable. And then Boogie goes down with the Achilles, and Anthony Davis just goes supernova. And they're up 2-0 in the Blazers in the series right now. I know this is regular season, but if the Pelicans can sneak into the second round, not saying they're going to win, that's got to be a big confidence boost for Anthony Davis going forward with this franchise. So if you're New Orleans and you make the second round, you're happy. And you better hope to God you re-sign Boogie and make another move because you got to get this roster ready to go. And Anthony Davis deserves... He should be in the Eastern Conference Finals, or the Conference Finals every year, in my opinion. He's too talented. He's a top 5 player.
Modern KG.
He's a top 5 player in this league.
Yeah, he shouldn't be on the Pelicans. That's the moral of the story.
He's modern day Kevin Garnett, man. He's going to waste away in that talent.
And what Kevin Garnett said... No, Kevin Garnett said he should have gone to Boston 5 years earlier, because then he could have been in his prime for longer, and that team could have done more.
Not thinking about how bad Boston was 5 years before that.
Well, okay. Shut up, Rob.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Rob, who's your winner?
CP3. You move from an organization where you literally have never won anything, and now you're the 1 seed and you're just steamrolling everybody.
Well,
I don't think you can ask for a better trade than that.
Slow the brakes. They haven't won anything yet.
They're still the 1 seed. When's the last time the Clippers were the 1 seed with CP3?
They were the
70 years ago.
At least the 3 seed.
The trade made no sense to me on the stand of the Clippers. Who did they get?
They got let's see. They traded for Sam Decker, Montrezl Harrell, Pat Beverly, but he got hurt. Lou Williams came over in that trade as well.
Okay.
Hey.
That's one thing that worked out well for them.
And then a draft pick. It was really just it was more a sign and trade. CP3 didn't want to be there.
They had to get rid of him, man.
And then Jerry West was in the ear of Doc Rivers and was like, we got to get rid of him and we have to eye the future. Like, Lob City's not going to work.
Doc Rivers is the worst GM ever.
Terrible.
That's why he's not a GM anymore.
His strategy is
That's why
draft
Austin Rivers is
draft upperclassmen and then sign old Celtics.
Boom.
That's his strategy.
Yeah, Jajuan Johnson was there for a while.
Yo, dude,
that's a shout out.
Juwan Johnson and Etuan Moore, Rob, when we drafted them back in 2010.
Oh.
I was so hyped on Juwan Johnson. Was good at Purdue, dude. He was good.
Dude, Johnson hit a mid-range J in one game, and I was like, the future.
This is it.
The amount of young Celtics that we had our eyes on, during the end of the Big Three era. Oh my goodness.
I said for my winner, it's Jimmy Butler. And
Ooh.
I said this in the last pod to Rob, so I'm just going to say the same exact point. Jimmy Butler, who's he playing? The Wolves were playing really well. I forgot what team. That's how hyped I am on Jimmy Butler. The Wolves were playing so well before Jimmy Butler got hurt, and then they played like dog shit when he was hurt. And it kind of shows how good of a two-way player Jimmy Butler is and how important he is. Look, he has his flaws. He plays hero ball too much, and he's not a good enough shooter to play hero ball. But, man, he is shut down defense for someone that can score 20 points.
He's a bulldog, dude. Jimmy, we knew this in Chicago. He was a dog for Thibodeau before he kind of took off and became that starting two next to D Rose. And he's still showing it. He's fired up that young squad. He makes them play defense. I don't know how much impact he's having on Wiggins, because Wiggins just seems like the quiet kid that knows he's good at basketball. Wiggins is almost like Jeff Green. But Karl
Wiggins is a
Towns,
disappointment.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, great athlete that can't quite put it all together.
because he's
Very
not
Jeff
because
Green-esque.
he's not aggressive, dude. But Jimmy Butler, that's a good pick.
Let's move on to losers.
Jeez.
Thanks, man.
Isaiah Thomas is my
Yeah.
loser.
Ugh,
And
heartbreaking.
and Hassan Whiteside, only because Whiteside got paid and he doesn't play in
Yeah,
clutch
what
for
the hell,
Heat.
man? He just doesn't care about basketball anymore.
He's bad. But Isaiah Thomas is definitely the loser this season, and it's a shame. He should have... If you look at what's going on with Kawhi right now, Isaiah should have sat out last year in the postseason, but he wanted to grind it out, and, Boston embraced him for that, but at the same time, he screwed himself over in the long run, and it's a very cold way to look at it, but I'm hoping that he bounces back next year and at least gets... I hope he gets a one-year deal that gets him paid, but this year, it's not even just that. Him barking at teammates when he goes to Cleveland, it's just not a good... It's a terrible look for Isaiah, and it made me sour on him a little bit. I almost got sick of him. I was like, Isaiah, you just got to go away, man. We loved you, but you kind of ruin it now.
Yeah, it was hard to root for Isaiah through all that stuff. I still did because I love him. But when he was just being a dick to everybody, when he's like, Brad Stevens is a better coach than Tyronn Lue. It's like, yeah, but Tyronn Lue is going to have a heart attack if you keep doing this in public.
If you keep being a jerk to him, he's literally not able to stay healthy.
All of a sudden, Tyronn Lue is back to coaching. I did not know that happened. I just saw him on the screen all of a sudden. I was like, oh, he's back.
You don't follow Tyronn Lue in the news?
Yeah, my Twitter feed didn't really go up with Tyronn Lue facts. Because I don't have a Twitter. That's the biggest thing.
My loser was Markelle Fultz. It's the number one pick in the draft. Mark my words, he is nasty. I wanted him on the Celtics. Turns out the 76ers did what they do and went all Sacramento Kings on him and just ruined the first 65 games of his career.
I don't know if the Sixers ruined him, but more so he got nervous, dude. That shoulder injury.
No, he hurt his shoulder,
No,
and then they were like, "You're fine,
no,
go play."
it wasn't
You're fine.
that. I don't think
mental,
it was.
dude.
Who plays? Why play your first round pick if he hurts his shoulder?
I was listening to a podcast, and it was like they were using the shoulder injury to kind of as a excuse. I think that he kind of got scared. He got the yips.
And now he's nasty. He had a triple-double the other day.
Yeah, so it wasn't his shoulder. It was just that he needed to get the confidence back. So he had to take some time off, stop eating Chick-fil-A, because the dude ate Chick-fil-A all the fucking time.
Dude, I think it was definitely a little bit of shoulder. And from a team that has Embiid and Simmons should understand when you need to sit a player and when you need to play a player, because both those guys need kind of special treatment. And Fultz was kind of the same way coming out of the draft. He's coming back now. He's still going to be nasty, but he lost an entire season.
So did Ben Simmons, and now they're in the playoffs.
But Connor, Ben Simmons is going to get a rookie year. It's going to break my heart just because he's been in the league for 2 years. That's the only reason.
Did you see Mitchell's sweatshirt?
Yeah. Didn't he do the wrong definition of rookie or something like that?
I don't know.
Dude,
I still thought it was
does
swag.
anyone point out the fact that I'm pretty sure they're the same age, so I don't know why Mitchell's complaining?
I don't think anybody should complain. I'm just saying, in my opinion, the rule should be your first active year in the NBA, not your first playing year.
Active.
Yeah, I just said the wrong word. My bad. I'm just saying Ben Simmons was around the culture for an entire year. Don't tell me that didn't do anything to his basketball knowledge and how he's playing this year.
Oh, he got to practice and be in those facilities and be around
Just
those
being
trainers
around
and
it.
coaches.
Yeah. So I think that's unfair to
And
compare
Mitchell was
to absolute
hanging out with
first year.
strippers at Louisville.
Yeah. Am I upset?
Hey, we don't know that.
Allegedly.
Based on playing this year, am I upset that Ben Simmons is going to get rookie year over Donovan Mitchell? No. Ben Simmons is incredible. His passing IQ is insane. He can't shoot.
His 3-point ball's nasty.
Yeah, his 3-point ball. He has more of a chance of dunking from the 3-point line than getting a shot in. His shot is so ugly.
He has equal chances.
Once he switches his hand this summer, he'll be fine. My loser is actually Boogie. I feel so bad for Boogie because he got hurt.
He was nasty.
He was doing so well. I mean, they had 2 players averaging like 25 plus points, which is insane. And they were only like barely holding on to 500. And then Boogie goes out and they're like, we're screwed. Our team can't be anything without Boogie. They play better. So, and it shows how amazing Anthony Davis is, and Drew Holiday is playing better. And they got Nurkic, what's his name? Mirotic Mirotic, yeah. And he's
Nikola.
He's shooting well. So, and then now Boogie's dealing with an Achilles that's come. And is his contract up this year?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's going to get the contract, but is he going to come back the same player?
Yes.
Yeah, you think? After Achilles?
I think so.
After Achilles?
He's so fat. He's so freaking huge. I think so little of his game is predicated on quickness that I think he'll be okay.
I don't know. I think he's a shifty big for such a big dude.
Oh, he's wicked shifty, but I think he'll just be like, if I can't run around you, I'll just hip check you out of the way.
That's a big man hip checking you right there.
He'll just get a bigger butt. Yeah.
And he knocks down the tray ball, so he'll be good.
Who's got the year away award for you, Connor?
I kind of went with almost like a team, but it's the baby Lakers. I think that Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram are a year away from making noise.
Sorry.
There's going to be a lot of young up-and-coming teams in the West. You look at the Jazz this year, the T-Wolves, the Nuggets. I think the Lakers are ready to make their case. We'll see what happens in free agency. They might wait one more year, but I liked Kuzma coming out of the draft. He was a great surprise. Rob, stop.
That's really throwing him off. Let him do his rant.
Ingram really stepped it up this year. He's adding more muscle to his frame. Like, that kid was the youngest kid in the draft last year.
This is adding muscle to his frame?
He's getting...
I just want to throw it out there.
What?
Ingram, I don't know if this held true, but the first quarter of the season, Ingram was top 3 in the league in transition finishing. His length is finally paying off. Every time he's in transition, it's just a layup over somebody.
As it should be.
Long.
Dude.
But he was so small coming out of college because in college he could just use that length and he wouldn't have to body up these grown-ass adults. And then Lonzo, I think Lonzo's going to fit his role next year nicely. His confidence is coming in. He's had a year to play. We'll see if LiAngelo joins the team. I doubt it.
Oh, my God.
But
LiAngelo, first-round pick,
Yeah.
Oh my
probably.
Yeah.
But I like the future of the Lakers. I honestly, not because I kind of want a superstar to go there, but I like that they're building young, and I like Luke Walton's team. So I'm excited to see those young guys going forward.
Have you seen the commercials of Brandon Ingram in like a suit? I don't know what it's for.
He's crazy.
That's
skinny.
the thing. I think I weigh more than him. I think I weigh more than Brandon
I'm
Ingram.
looking
Robbie, who's your he's a year away award?
Brandon Ingram weighs 190 pounds.
I weigh
he weighs-
200.
Connor, is that what you weigh?
I weigh 200 pounds.
So, Connor, how tall are you?
I am 5'11".
And Brandon Ingram is 6'9", and he weighs generally the same weight range as you. That's disgusting.
Yeah, dude. If you spread me out 2 more inches, I'd actually be normal and not fat.
That was mildly depressing.
Yeah.
My year-away player is my boy, the flat top, Jaylen Brown.
Yo.
I'm so excited because he just dropped 30 last night, and he's been actually going kind of off in the playoffs.
Like his
I
bank
think
shot.
he came into this season, and last year they were like, dude, you can't shoot. And now he's a knockdown three-point shooter. So I'm thinking that he's going to go into this offseason and be like, dude, you can't dribble. He's going to come back and be able to dribble. And if he does that, he's going to be overshadowed by Hayward and Irving, but he could still be a 16 to 18-point player, a.k.a. third option, a.k.a. Horford trade.
Whoa.
There's definitely a move in there because
Whoa
you're gonna have to free up space. Jaylen Brown's proven it, and I kind of was low on him when he got drafted. I was like, "Who is this kid?"
Screw you guys.
You
like,
say you
coming out of
guys?
Cal.
Whoa, okay. I did not say anything negative.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Jaylen Brown coming out. I was like, "What? Like, who is this kid? We don't need a wing." I can't remember where the roster was at, but he's been awesome this year. He's definitely matured. He's stepping up. The Hayward injury was a blessing for him because he stepped up and was like, I'm here. I want to be a part of this team and be a focal point. And he's proven it without Kyrie and Hayward out there. So the kid is going to be a great option going forward. He's going to, I see Jaylen Brown as a kid that's going to help us win a finals one day. Maybe next year. He's going to have a moment where he's going to step up big time. Either defensively. Last night was awesome. Did you see they had a turnover and they both got back. Him and Jason Tatum got back in transition and they both blocked a shot. They both did it.
Awesome.
It's so cool to see these young guys represent what the Celtics are and this hustle. And it's just a testament to Brad Stevens as much as it is to these guys. Jaylen Brown's awesome, dude.
You know what the best part is too is that Jaylen Brown is the guy who at the Vegas Summer League organized like a team social gathering because he couldn't drink yet because he was 20, and Jason Tatum has a kid. So there's that. Opposite ends of the spectrum.
He has a chubby kid. His kid is so fucking cute.
This kid's like 3, right?
The fact that Jason Tatum's 20.
He's got to be kind of old by now.
Jason Tatum, the kid he had like 3 months ago.
No, did he impregnate the girl like a year ago? Whatever.
Yeah. The kid came out in like January. Also has a lot of hair for a newborn child.
I probably signed that kid like right now, just in case.
Yeah, I think the Celtics should have like a farm system like Barcelona does. When they pop out of
it's kind of
the
messed up to say it's an actual farm system if you're getting them right out of
right,
the
yeah.
You know, if basketball took a Premier League or like a soccer approach, it'd be kind of cool.
That'd be
I would like to
interesting.
see, that'd be I think the Ringer posted an article where I think Mark Cuban was looking into that to like kind of get academies going in the United States. I think basketball academies would be better than AAU programs, personally. I think those AAU programs are trash.
If that's your life, yeah, it's going to be better. If that's all you're doing, like those academies. None of those kids can do math, though, that go to those academies.
Yeah, but you go to the academy, and then as soon as you can't play anymore, you go back to high school or go back to school, and you play intramural. And you're like, oh, I was in the academy. I have all this free gear. And you're like, dude, it's so cool. Oh, my God.
Yeah, let's not think about the kids that they put in a dumpster when they're like, you're not good enough.
Okay.
As long as you can afford to have someone do your own finances in the future, I don't care if you know math. My year away award goes to Nikola Jokic. If he can get in NBA shape and not look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, he's going to be nasty, dude. If he can play an ounce of defense and get in shape, he could be so good. Because his passing's amazing, and he can just score. He's got a good shot for a big man. Does anybody agree with me?
I mean, he already is nasty. Like he's disgusting.
But I don't think he's even like. I think he could get 3 times better if he can.
He could. I think that he would be better if he was not as much the focal point on his team. Like if you saw a guy like Jamal Murray or Gary Harris step up, or Will Barton. I think if they focus more on the perimeter guys. They can score. Jokic is better when he's facilitating. Like the thing that stuck out with the Nuggets T-Wolves game that like was almost like the play-in game. the last play of the game, they fed it to Jokic on the block, and he couldn't create a shot from 22 feet away. Like, it's better when he's creating a shot for someone else, not trying to score himself, you know? And maybe that's where
Is that where the block is now? The block's 22 feet
Yeah,
away?
they adjusted the dimensions of the court.
Is that like the high post?
That's the...
Sorry.
It's the
It's really
extended
hard to
elbow.
hedge now
It's
because the 3-point
It's
line
the
is
super extended elbow.
Okay, let's move on to Dead Man Walking, and let's leave our viewers in suspense. So we're just going to say the names and not explain it at all. Rob, who's your Dead Man Walking?
Mellow.
Connor, who's your Dead Man Walking?
Blake Griffin.
Okay, mine is also Blake Griffin.
Damn.
So I'll just say Dwight Howard, because fuck him. That's my explanation.
Because he sucks.
Dwight Howard had a good year, though.
No, he... Oh, God.
Yes, he
Connor,
did.
I don't want to talk to you about this.
Dwight Howard's rebounding percentage is up.
We are moving on to its personal picks. Who is your hero, Rob?
Woo! Andre Drummond, Detroit
God,
Pistons.
he's so boring.
He is stuck in an awful situation, but he's another guy who went into the offseason and they were like, you can't do this one thing. And now he can. He can shoot free throws.
At four, yeah, he went
out.
from 20% to 40%.
No, he shoots like 60% now. And he can play at the end of the game, and he averaged 16 and 16 this year or something stupid like that. Guy's a beast. If he wasn't on the Detroit Pistons, he would be beloved by his nation. And instead, he's in a trash
Rob,
city.
what
I
team
hate
would you
it.
send Drummond to help? Like, what team right now, if Drummond was on there, would just boost them like to the top?
Wizards.
Ooh.
Wizards. That's actually a wicked good pick because when I was trying to think about teams right there, it's hard because he needs a good point guard because he doesn't play away from the basket, so he can't play in the offense. He needs to play off somebody. So John Wall with a little drum baby going on.
It would make
Trade Gortat.
It would make
and a
me
pick.
hate the Wizards slightly less. Because then Marcin Gortat wouldn't be playing, so that's good.
I've always wanted Drummond on the C's. It just like
Oh, there was rumors last year, and I was like, yeah.
That'd be-
he
that'd be pretty
fits
sweet.
perfectly too. I mean, even with Al or lose Al with Marcus Morris,
Instead
dude.
of Aaron Baines.
Dude, Baines.
It's Andre
Oh
Drummond.
my god.
Aaron Baines scored 26 points the last game of the season. Okay, he's amazing. I'm not going to bring
Against
up
the
who
Bro-
they play.
against the
No,
Brooks- the
blah, blah, blah,
Brooklyn
blah, blah,
Nets.
blah, blah. Okay, and we're moving on. Who knows who they played the last game of the season? Connor, who is your hero?
Terry Rozier.
Oh,
Terry Rozier's
Tito.
had so many games. I'd blow up our group chat with Tito, and Rob would be like,
I
"He's
hate that I call him
so
Tito
bad."
now.
I have one complaint about Terry
I call
Rozier.
him Tito.
What's your complaint? How can you have one? You can't.
Scary Terry doesn't rhyme. Like, why are they calling him that? They're like,
That's
oh,
a bad nickname.
Scary
Terry. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you just
bothering
scare-
the shit out of me.
Because you got to say it with like a Worcester accent, kid.
You scary
Yeah,
Terry.
scary Terry up in here, guy.
So you just
It's
said Scary Terry again.
Yeah, well, he sent Eric Bledsoe into the blender.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe fucking sucks. We know.
Eric Bledsoe. Who the fuck is that?
That was
guy?
the best post-game interview when he called him Drew Bledsoe. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I
I didn't even notice that.
Someone,
Terry Rozier called him Drew Bledsoe.
someone on
and then
Twitter
they're
was like, if Terry Rozier shows up with a Drew Bledsoe jersey to Game 3, like, his life would be made. The amount of
they
shit.
asked Eric Bledsoe how Rozier did, and he's like, who? You're like, that guy dropped like 40 on you. What are you talking about?
Remember the guy that did that crazy step back where you got
You're supposed to be guarding him the whole
Yeah,
time.
you should know who you're guarding.
Eric Bledsoe's a
in the
bum.
scouting report.
Eric Bledsoe has been straight up garbage, and I hope he continues.
He's dreadful.
Yeah, he's also not good, so that helps.
Called it.
Okay, yeah, you're so cool, Rob. My pick for hero
Thank you.
is my man, the one, the only, JJ Redick.
You,
Is
okay,
it only
I'm
because
not-
of his
You
podcast?
don't need
or-
explanation.
I need an explanation or don't need an explanation?
No, you
No,
don't
you're
need
good.
explanation.
JJ's my boy, man. He's amazing. Career year. That's all I have to say. Look
I'm
at the
looking at
stats. Look at the stats.
He got
Career
paid.
year.
He got paid
He got paid $23 million.
18 mil or something.
for a 1-year deal, which, hey, dude, JJ. I watched his little uninterrupted offseason video.
Beautiful.
It was awesome.
Me too.
JJ's a good guy. But, Rob, I'm looking at your notes in the Google Doc, and I'm so excited that we picked the same douchebag.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yes, let's go.
And after this commercial break, we will talk about who the biggest douchebag in the NBA is.
Big market team.
Okay, and now we're back. Connor, who's your biggest douchebag? I bet it's Rob's as well.
Kevin Durant.
People are gonna think that I didn't edit the commercial incorrectly.
Yeah.
That we were supposed to actually have commercials.
Well, now
Kevin Durant.
people are going to take us seriously
douchebag.
because they're going to think that we have sponsors and that we're doing the sponsors right there. It's like, oh, it must be an editing problem, but I bet they have sponsors.
they have tons of
Yeah.
sponsors. They're great.
So you guys chose Kevin Durant.
Yes.
You guys are blog boys.
No, Kevin Durant's a blog boy.
No,
Kevin
no,
Durant.
he hates blog boys.
Oh, he made a fake account and then followed people, and then he can't win when Steph Curry's not playing. Yeah, douchebag.
Okay, good.
That's
work.
not even the reason why I don't think that, because he's been balling out so far without Curry. Like, I love KD on the floor, but it's just like his demeanor with the referees this year has been shit. I'm so like, I still like KD, but dude, why are you trashing on referees like this? Like, you won one finals and you're like, think you're hot shit again, and like you think everybody hates you. Like, KD, nobody hates you, dude.
Sounds like you two hate him.
I hate KD.
I love KD, and he thinks that everybody hates him. Like, who hates Kevin Durant?
A lot of people.
He acts like the world. He acts like the world owes him something. He walks around and he's kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm pretty cool now. I'm on Golden State. Just douche. Hate him.
I love
He's
KD.
very douchey.
It doesn't matter what he does. When you watch his jump shot, you're like, wow, he's good.
It's smooth.
It's such a smooth. My biggest douchebag is Lance Stevenson. Fuck that guy.
Oh, he's a douche.
I
can't
love
believe I
Lance.
didn't pick.
Yeah, that makes sense that you
didn't-
like Lance Stevenson, Connor.
Because I'm a douchebag.
Because you're a douchebag, so you guys could be douchebags together. Oh God, I don't even need to explain myself. Look up Lance Stevenson. Watch him pull up his behind the back 3-point shot to try to win the game for his team, and then his like granny shot. Oh man, now I'm mad. I shouldn't have brought him up. And who would you want to play some street basketball with?
I put Vince Carter down
Ooh,
because people forget how good Vince Carter was. Some of us real NBA fans, unlike Mike, who just hopped on the bandwagon, watched Vince Carter when he played with Richard Jefferson on the Nets. And
you're telling me
he
you
was
watched him
disgusting.
play on the Nets, or you heard about
he
him?
played this. No, he played the Celtics like a million times a year because the Nets are in the division. So he played him a billion times, and him and Richard Jefferson would just run down the wings and yam. But Vince Carter's pull-up game was nasty. He averaged 25-plus points 3 times in his career, which no one seems to notice. The guy's an elite scorer. I don't know. He seems like a cool guy. He just doesn't want to quit playing basketball.
Right.
I kind of admire that too. He just seems like he just likes the game.
It's gotta be scary, like thinking about life after your job for 20 years. Like, people loved and adored me, and now I'm gonna go be a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's such a transition too. It's not like you're going to play another sport.
Right.
You're just changing to a suit and tie.
Tom Brady's dealing with that right now.
Screw Tom Brady. He's my douche of the year.
Okay. We can't say screw Tom Brady though, just because we're upset.
You switched.
He's
up.
never done anything for the team. He sucks.
Alex Guerrero can go die.
Lamar Jackson.
You switched
Lamar
up
Jackson
the
for
question
one.
on me because I looked at the Google Doc earlier this afternoon, and you had the question, or the award was like player to pick with 5 seconds left. So I don't have a guy off the top.
So go with that one.
That was never it.
Yes, it
I
was.
don't care. Go with that one. I want to know.
No.
You've piqued my
Yeah,
interest.
who's your guy?
Pick Marquez.
Oh, I picked Dame Lillard.
Okay, and now answer my question.
You want Dame Lillard?
Yeah,
Because he
Oh,
won
I
a game.
never
Yeah, you know that was the perfect Connor. I don't have much to say, but yes, this is how I feel.
I want him.
Just trust me. Yeah.
Cool.
but player I want to play basketball with, Ben Simmons.
That'd be cool. You could teach him how to shoot a three.
You might have a better
facilitator.
3-point percentage than him.
You definitely have a better 3-point percentage than him.
Oh.
You shoot like 33% from out there.
Oh, I'm a gunner. I fit right next to him.
Yeah.
You're streaky, but you're like a Nick Young.
Dude,
Streaky.
I love Nick Young too.
Very streaky.
I love streaky basketball players.
I think so. My guy would be amazing to play with, but you wouldn't play at all. You would just stare at him, and it's Kyrie. I mean, you want to watch him play street ball with those handles, but you would just never touch the ball. You'd be like, "You keep going. You're doing great."
I just be like, you're not in. You don't look like you're in great shape, but you're really fast. How does that work?
Plant-based diet.
Yeah, plant-based diet.
Your beard's all up on your neck and stuff. You look unprofessional. And then he just, now you're on the other side of me. You're really fast.
And then he dunks, and you're like, "I didn't know you could dunk." He's like, "Well, I have to do it two-handed, but I did it."
I can't palm a ball, but yeah.
Okay, let's move on to this fun section. We're not gonna spend too much time on it. We're just kind of answer. So Connor, you don't have to really in depth tell us every reason why you chose these people.
Just do no explanation.
I have
No
a
explanation.
paragraph ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
No explanation.
So these are called the made up awards. Nicest shoe deal award.
Paul George with Nike. I bought his PG ones. They're a really good shoe.
Cool. That's fine.
Pass.
That's what he's passed.
I have no one pass.
I chose Kyrie again. His Kyrie 4s are pretty sick.
I had to give those back. I bought a pair and I was just like, I wasn't feeling them, so I returned them.
Well,
You return more things than anyone I've ever met in my
Connor,
life.
have you ever tried to casually wear basketball shoes in public?
No, I did. That's
high
why
tops
I
up.
returned the Kyries because I was like, I was gonna wear them casually. That I was like,
These
I'm
are
gonna
my
look
casual
like an idiot.
Yeah.
So I returned them
My
and
club
bought
shoes?
some skate shoes instead.
Here's a hint for you, Connor. If you wear any basketball shoes casually, you look like an idiot.
They're like bricks on your feet if you're not playing basketball.
It's like back
Yeah.
when we wore like those DC shoes with the huge tongue.
I
They're
would
just
still wear
clunky.
those.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. Tanking award. Connor.
The Dallas
Connor,
Mavericks.
you are
Oh,
first.
sorry. The Dallas Mavericks, dude.
Okay.
I
Rob.
picked Dallas.
No.
This goes against
No descriptions. God dang it! I said no.
It can be a
description.
quick description. Give me a 5-second description.
1 sentence description. Sorry, Connor, you lost your chance. The Nets and the Lakers because they didn't suck as much as everyone thought they would.
I said the Memphis Grizzlies because they sucked, and they have good players, and they still sucked. Biggest letdown award.
The Thunder and specifically Carmelo Anthony.
Do you want a quick description, or are you good?
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's your level of descripting right now?
I could give you one sentence.
1 sentence.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
So Melo,
How many
we all
commas? How many commas in the sentence?
We had high expectations for the Thunder going
Semicolons.
in. Paul George played very well, but kind of disappointing. Russell chased triple dubs, and Melo sucked. He's washed.
Did you count how many sentences that was, Rob?
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh.
I'm not even acknowledging that. Greek Freak should be higher in the standings. I can't believe that they weren't.
I went for a player. I said Porzingis. He was having a really good year, and it would be fun to watch the Knicks not be a complete garbage pile. But then
Such
he
a
got,
big
then he
market.
got, yeah, it's such a big market, and like people talk about how much they like the Knicks, and I don't have a reason why anybody would like the Knicks over the past 20 years. Starbury, best shoe deal right there. The Man Among Boys award.
Ben Simmons.
Ooh,
Amen, brother.
is that
If you, mine's just amen. No, mine's Karl Anthony Towns because if you take everyone off, if you take Karl Anthony Towns off that team, they're terrible.
yeah? Mine's Anthony Davis because he's an animal.
Same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next award, who the fuck is that guy award?
The Who the Fuck Is That Guy award goes to Markelle Fultz, because who the fuck is that guy? I thought he was out of the
First
league.
pick in the draft.
Yeah, but I thought he was out of the league, dude. He disappeared. So I was like,
Yeah,
like,
but people, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, everyone knows
Yeah,
who
you
he
can do
is.
it.
I don't watch enough basketball to pick out like some Joe Schmo that just came up.
Yeah,
Dude,
but you
shots-
know, you watch enough basketball to pick out the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Space was everywhere. We had the number one pick in the draft. We traded it.
It was a
for Jason.
joke.
Yeah, his name was Markelle Fultz.
Shouts to that dude on the Lakers, though, the 32-year-old that came up. At the
That's a
G
good.
League.
When I did the pod
Yeah.
the first time, I said Andre Ingram. Rob, who's yours?
I changed it from Inglis to JJ Barea because he's still in the NBA. Question mark? Question mark? He's still playing.
So is
Mass
Jason Terry.
baby.
I said Trey Burke. Do you know who Trey Burke is, Rob?
Yeah, he's the Jazz's backup.
Nope.
point
He
guard.
plays for the Knicks.
He's the Knicks
That
backup.
was the
point guard? He was
that
the
was the
Jazz's
perfect
backup
example.
point guard.
But he's Allen Iverson. He literally is just trying to look exactly like Allen Iverson. So that's ridiculous. And who is your guy doesn't look like an NBA player award? We should all agree on this.
LiAngelo Ball.
No, he's not. He's not an NBA.
D'Angelo Ball is not an NBA player, so that's a good call.
Exactly.
Rob,
See?
say our guy.
I have a tie between Kelly Olynyk and Joe Ingles.
Kelly Olynyk is the man, bro.
Kelly Olynyk is the worst looking human being I've ever seen in my life.
If Olynyk's hair is down, I'm leaning that way.
The only when Kelly Olynyk has long hair and his ponytail and looking all terrible, I'm like, the only way he could look worse is if he grew facial hair that looked terrible.
And then he grew a patchy
Success. Success. He did it.
Nailed it.
It's got to be Joe Ingles, man. That's our math teacher. Okay.
Oh, he's the best.
He's the best. He's really good too.
He's so good. He's like James Posey, except white European math teacher.
And I get he doesn't have to look anymore like an NBA player to play better because he plays good defense, even though he looks like he doesn't run.
He's not even like tone either. He's just kind of like super generic build.
Yeah.
Not a lot of muscle definition. Just.
Next award is best at best at marketing. Best at macking with the girls. Best at marketing his own brand. And this
Russell
could
Westbrook.
be good or bad. Yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
Ugh.
He still rocks the what's it? Why not? That hashtag why not? He's flaring out all his outfits, dude. He's Mountain Dewing it up. It's Russell. That dude, he's everywhere, man.
You got me by surprise.
Rob, who's yours?
Playoff P.
Playoff P.
Because he just gave himself that nickname like 2 days ago. He just gave himself a nickname, so Playoff P.
Yeah.
Paul George.
Used to be Hoodie Mellow, but now Hoodie Mellow sucks as much as regular Mellow. I said KD. I mean, we're talking about him right now in our podcast. That's a perfect example of that. He's being talked about all the time. Okay, and is he an NBA player or a rap star award? Remember, this is solely based on how they look. This is
not Damian.
Very
Lillard.
objective. Yeah, so don't say Dame because he has 2 albums out. Say it based on their looks.
Have you listened to his albums, Mike?
No,
they're good.
Better
you should give them a listen.
I'll listen
out,
to
man.
I don't think missing out is the right way to say it, but I should listen at some point.
Missing out.
I think Kendrick's involved with the NBA enough that I feel like I'm listening to an NBA player when I listen to Kendrick.
Kendrick's like 5'2". He would not make it in the NBA.
Isaiah.
Isaiah's 5'7".
Connor, who's your pick for a rapper?
I don't know, dude. This is a tough question. I'm passing on this one. I don't have a good answer.
I'm gonna go. I'm tied between Jaylen Brown because he has like an '80s rap flat top fade.
Ooh,
and
I didn't even think about like early.
Well,
hip-hop.
Jaylen Brown looks like
pump up the jams, pump it up. Well, if he was singing that, I would be like, oh, Jaylen Brown's got it.
You know the R&B singer Khalid?
DJ?
Khalid looks a lot like Jaylen Brown.
Does he sing Location?
Yes. Look him up. He looks exactly like or very similar to Jaylen Brown. He has a less square face, but very Jaylen Brown-esque.
I said Marcus Morris.
Oh, shit. Kind of. Oh, my God.
He
does look like Jaylen Brown.
Does he? If you put Markieff or Marcus Morris, like just in regular street clothes, and you said, hey, they're a rap star, I'd be like, yeah.
They're the biggest rap duo.
Yeah. I'm going to say Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles. Wait, you mean Logic?
Ricky Rubio
is there any difference between
Ricky Rubio could be a rapper
or a singer? Who knows, dude?
Didn't he sing Despacito?
Wait, that's not Daddy Yankee?
I don't like that you know who sings Despacito because I did not.
I think Lou Ferrigno sings Despacito.
Love, peace, and understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
Lou Ferrigno.
I think we don't.
I think we're good.
No, we have one more thing. We don't have to talk about the Celtics. We love the Celtics. Everybody say, I love you, Celtics.
I love you, Celtics.
Okay. So we have our lead the way section. So each of us are going to take a topic that we're really influenced by over the past year of NBA basketball. And Connor, did you do your prep work on this? Because you're going first.
Sick. So the biggest takeaway for me was that I like that a lot of young guys stepped up this year when they were called upon. Last year with Simmons being out, we didn't really have a lot of rookies that really stood out, you know. Embiid went down, who was technically he was a second-year rookie, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Malcolm Brogdon won the Rookie of the Year award. Dario Saric was in the running for Rookie of the Year last year. To see a lot of these young guys, these new faces of the league, kind of take that step forward and bring it every single night, that was the biggest takeaway for me. It was so much fun seeing Mitchell go off, seeing Lonzo sighting, seeing Kuzma, having Jason Tatum, he's only 19 discussions, you know? that was a lot of fun. And then obviously having Simmons come back, Embiid step up too. I like where the future of the league is going, and I love college basketball too, so it's always fun to see these young guys come up and take off.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Connor. What about you, Rob?
My point is just I want to say goodbye to Tim Duncan because the era of liking players that actually win is officially over. Because if you look across the league, we talked about Greek Freak earlier. We're talking about Joel Embiid, Porzingis. Every single good young player can't win a freaking game, and it's really frustrating.
It's still early though for them.
Yeah, it's still early, but LeBron. I was like 12, and LeBron was the best player in the league.
Okay, and LeBron is probably
24.
one of the greatest players of all
LeBron
time.
is the best player in the league.
A lot has changed.
I know. I'm just saying. I want players that legitimately are winners. When LeBron came up, he was young, and he's getting smacked down by winning teams.
But do you know how many franchises have won titles, or how many like single players, dude? Like the past couple decades were dominated by Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. So every NBA fan roots for people that don't win.
Maybe I just want more teams that are dominant then.
That's
less Golden State and more four-pronged teams that are good.
Well, that's fair.
I need 4 teams.
Well, NBA works in cycles, so it'll come back at one point. My impression that really, I think the NBA did another good year of humanizing their athletes. I think they had it.
They're so good at it.
They're so good at it. They had a nice platform. I think Twitter NBA is a huge part of that. And I really liked DeRozan and Kevin Love speaking out about depression, because that's something that's not really talked about with active players. I mean, Ricky Williams has talked about it before, and you could tell. I mean, Tiger had to have gone through depression for like 10 years. So I think it's really cool that they're using their platform for this. And Connor, we talked about this on a podcast a while ago, but I think they're utilizing it well, and they don't necessarily have to. So I think it's good that they're using it.
Well, the NBA definitely represents something that, and we can end with this because I'm about to get preachy, but the NBA definitely represents what athletics should be, where these players are in control of their own brands, in control of their own message, and they're very and the league allows it. The NBA is very progressive, and other leagues aren't.
Crying already?
No, I'm not crying.
Yeah, you guys can't see Connor, but we can. He is crying. Oh my god,
weeping.
It hits home.
He's emotional.
But to see the players have this stage and they use it to the most positive advantage they can. You haven't seen a lot of there's not a lot of scandals in the NBA outside of like Tristan Thompson and the Kardashians. The NFL is littered with concussions, domestic violence, the anthem, all that stuff, and the NBA has been very, very positive the entire way out. And that's something that I really appreciate about a league that back in the day people hated on, that thought it was too thug or too gangster. And the NBA, I'm just saying, dude.
No, the way you said it was really funny.
You can see your face when you said
yeah, but
gangster.
you can see the fucking 45-year-old white women saying that back in the day, like, I don't want my son watching that. Oh my god, like.
And then they say thug
because it's so thug.
But that's what that's what the story was for this league back in 2004, right?
Oh yeah, AI getting tattoos was like a big deal.
Exactly, and that's not
yeah, the sleeves was a big deal just in general on players.
Yeah. And it's a shame.
I think to Mike's point, I think it's cool to have people speak out against depression that aren't Ricky Williams.
Yeah,
because I think most of the time when you see someone speak out about a mental illness, it's like after they've fallen off the face of the earth, and that's not the good time to be talking about it. Because people kind of go, ooh, he's got that bad thing, and he went off the map. I don't want to deal with that. But when someone like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan, who are currently being successful, talk about it, it's more of like a, hey, everyone can have this happen. Let's deal with it.
Yeah, I talked about how it was huge because these aren't the type of people that can complain. You and people might see it as that.
They're just not allowed to.
Yeah, because they are making millions of dollars, and people feel like they don't deserve to feel sadness in these things. So I thought it was really cool that they spoke out about it. Does anybody have anything else to add? Anything to advertise?
Later,
okay,
bye.
don't just hang up. Thanks for listening. This was fun. I'm glad we finally got us 3 back together. I'm alone.
I need to show up.
Thanks for pausing before you answer that, guys.
Sorry, I was doing the good work.
You were doing the good work? What does that mean?
Connor's texting a lot.
I'm not texting. I was on our Instagram. I was liking our post. Are You Down Podcast?
That's weird sometimes when you like our posts.
Is it helping us at all?
Who knows, dude?
Absolutely. It's just funny because I'm like, oh, someone liked our post, and then it's Connor's like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay,
I
cool.
love Instagram. It's so much fun.
We're going to hang up this, and then we're going to continue talking.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Bye-bye.